Hey, this is Adam Tracy, and this is first in my series of discussing avenues for potential backdoor ICOs, initial coin offerings. And I want to set the table before we really get into it and the mechanics of it. And it's something that I've spoken about before in the context of airdrops and bounties. And the majority of the crypto scene won't necessarily remember this, but there was a time, albeit fleeting, during the dot-com bubble that companies were giving away free stock. And so for all of you who maybe think that crypto came up with the free token bounty airdrop type concept, really didn't. It arose during the latter stages of the dot-com bubble burst, whatever you want to call it. And it became an issue because the SEC got involved. And the way that the majority of the stock was issued was through registrations. And now we're going back to late 90s when registering on a website was still actually an event. But in order to obtain the stock, right, and this is pre-blockchain, where you couldn't just give a wallet address, right, and you need to effectively know who your shareholders were going to be, you would have to go and register. And that was the condition precedent to obtain the free stock. And so the SEC got involved, and there was five instances of this that the SEC actually thought enough of to file administrative actions about. But what the SEC found, was that the act of registration, right, registering on that website, was in and of itself consideration. And the fact that that registration constituted consideration and the stock was quote unquote free, and there was no formality followed vis-a-vis like a Reg D, there was no prospectus, there was no offering, there was nothing, right? The SEC came in and found that this constituted an legal unregistered sale of securities. Because again, that registration concept, and again, we're going back, right? So at that stage, things were new from the internet perspective, and registration was I guess something, right? But the SEC came down and shut that down. And so the corollary to all of this, and this will make a lot more sense as we get deeper into this series that I'm going to put together here over the next few days, but the corollary to it is, I guess, from the perspective of airdrops and bounties, be careful what you do. Obviously, there's consideration in a bounty context for taking certain steps, taking certain actions, and that stock is remuneration, right? And there's exemptions for that, like 701 and other exemptions. But the free airdrop, which in most cases actually requires you to do something. So again, you can take that remuneration angle and that example, but that exemption by example. It's important to note that for what I'm going to get into, that the free stock concept is undoubtedly going to be viewed as, based on precedent, as an illegal unregistered offering, right? So with that in mind, we'll delve deeper into the opportunities, if you will, for backdoor initial coin offerings, ICOs, as probably a alternative to STOs, right? Which so many people are trying to do, but finding that they're really just unwieldy in the sense that they're just private company stock offerings at its core. So I'm Adam Tracy. Check me out, Adam at adamtracy.io. It's the first in a series. I'll be hitting these each day this week of 2nd of March 2020. And happy to answer any questions either now or along the way. Talk to you.